G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, and today we are taking out the Necron Fleet. Now the Necrons, of course, if you were to compare them to the Warhammer Fantasy Tabletop, would be the undead faction. And we're just going to run through the deployment phase quickly before I continue. Where are we? There they are. Now this is a 1,200 point Necron Fleet, and this mission is to eliminate all enemy units on the board or to control enough of the capture points until we win by point score. So a pretty standard skirmish battle. So we'll start off by placing our, click it, there we go, our Dirge class destroyer here. Now what I'm going to do is send it up to capture the closest capture point and then run it up the left hand flank of the battlefield. Now we've got 3 capture points in the center. So let's group up our Khan class destroyer and our Scythe Reaper class battleships here, and we'll bring our light cruisers in as well. Yeah, we will. We'll put them here and here. Alright, so the plan for this battle is I'm going to run the main force up to this capture point, and I'm going to run my destroyer up to here, and then as the enemy forces move forward, it looks like they've set up on this side of the map as well, I'll bring it around behind them and steal their capture points. Anyways, as I said, today we are bringing out the Necron fleets. In particular, we are bringing out the Thoct faction. As I said in the previous video, in Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, you select your main race fleet, whether it be Necrons, Space Marines, Imperial, and so on, and then you select a sub-faction. Now the sub-faction, at least at this point in time, doesn't make any major changes to the ships themselves or to the abilities that you have, but it does change the look of the fleets. Which is why my Necron fleet here has this blue-green onyx black sort of a finish to it. Each of the sub-factions, however, do of course have lore attached to them as to why they are what they are. The Thoct dynasty in particular is based on a tomb world that is very close to a star that emits an unusually high level of radiation. Over the millennia that this tomb world has been in existence and the Necrons that have been based there, the Thoct dynasty's ships and the Necrons themselves have been infused with extremely high levels of stellar radiation. This has basically no effect on them, but it does mean that anybody who comes into contact with Thoct dynasty Necrons or ships will often die afterwards, even if they survive the engagement or the encounter, simply due to massive doses of radiation poisoning. And these Mechanicus ships can see me at the moment. They're dropping bombs on my location. Alright, so we've got 5 ships coming in on this cap point. Bring the Scythe around to the left, we'll put the Khan straight in the middle. And the Shroud light cruiser is supposed to be stealth, it's supposed to be undetectable, but clearly it is being detected. Yeah, if it's being detected, we're going to bring that back to the main fight, because there is a lot of ships over there and I don't want to run into them. So, yeah, the Shroud should come in on the flank. The Khan will be the center of the engagement, along with the light cruiser as support. And let's cut the destroyer that way. There we go. So, Necron weapons. Necrons are the most technically advanced race in the 41st millennium. They don't have a lot of units in total, but everything they have is incredibly powerful, and the majority of their weapons are based... Ooh, he felt that. Are based on Gauss technology. Now, Gauss weapons fire a extremely powerful energy blast, almost like a plasma blast, that rips apart a target at the atomic level. It's effective against both armor and shields, and is incredibly potent. Destroyer's going to get up around the flank there. Oh no, that's not the ability I wanted to activate. Oops. I need to be closer for the Star Pulse Wave to be effective. Star Pulse Wave is a area effect weapon that is based on your flagship and will hit everything that is around it. But I was too far out of the way, I activated the ability when I shouldn't have. Alright, let's get a boarding action going here. Now, speaking of boarding actions, one of the upgrades that I took at the start of the match, when you select your upgrades and special abilities, is an ability that means that every single assault action I take, so boardings and so on, will put a fire effect on any of the target ships. Now this is on top of any fire effects that the boarding action could generate on its own, which makes them incredibly dangerous to get close to. Get this back around, we'll get rid of that cruiser. Now my scythe's getting a little out of position here, so I might have to use one of the very unique things about the Necron race here in just a second. But get rid of this cruiser first, and there we go. Beautiful. Right, we're about to lose one of ours. We can afford that. God, that hits hard. Right, destroyer. Let's get you down here and into that cap circle. It's one of the escorts down, and on that path we should ram. There we go. That's what I wanted. Now we've lost one of our light cruisers here, but that's fine. Now our scythe is very much out of position, so let's deal with that. Now this is one of the unique abilities that the Necrons have. The Necrons don't have an afterburner or anything on those lines to speed up, but what they can do is transdimensional teleportation. They can teleport around the map within a certain range of themselves, so they can reposition instantly. There we go. Alright, we've got this escort over here to deal with. That's gone. We've got a cruiser down here. So let's teleport to within range and let's trigger off the Star Pulse wave. And 52 seconds cooldown on its teleport. Light cruiser's all good, and we are capping out the control point. Get a lightning strike on board so we can teleport some Necrons over there. Damaged its weapons. I'll target its engines. It's running a little bit too fast for my liking. The one drawback in Necron ships is they're not particularly fast. They only move at the one speed, and they don't have any way of speeding up. The teleportation is their primary movement feature, rather than any ability to move fast. So it is possible to kite them. And there we go. Alright, now there is still one enemy ship. So we'll take that control point. And our destroyer's been taken out. A possible special ability drop there that took the destroyer out. I can't see any units over that end of the world. Anyways, since it's quietened down now, it got a little bit hectic there for a moment. As I mentioned in my quick look video on Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2, at the start of any engagement you get the option to select 2 upgrades and 2 special abilities. The upgrades I took to this one was an upgrade to the Star Pulse generator, which essentially doubles the damage it actually does, making it an incredibly potent area effect weapon, and as I mentioned before, the upgrade to my assault actions, which always applies a fire effect. In addition to that, I also took pyramidal reconstruction, which is an area effect off of your flagship, and there are more targets there than I was expecting. Maybe 5 more escorts? It's possible. No, that is not an escort. There's at least 1 light cruiser over there. But anyways, pyramidal reconstruction, it's an area effect repair that shuts down critical damage on any ships that are within a particular range of the capital ship. And Transdimensional Thunderbolt, which is a sphere that will do damage to anything in its path. A little bit bigger fleet than I thought, but still a lot of escorts. Damage to anything in its path regardless of shields or armour. We've got a couple of cruisers over there. If I get the Khan within range, I might actually use Ancestral Terror. It's got a targeted cone-based attack directly in front of the battleship, and it affects the morale of the ship, so we'll start getting them to mutiny while we're engaging them. And should be close enough. Perfect. And Star Pulse Wave is reset, so let's drop a Star Pulse on them both. Oh! And we'll go for the ram here again. Alright, that's one down, and the other one down. We've just got to grab these 2 escorts.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
And let's teleport the cruiser up. Can't get a lightning strike on them just yet. Doomscythe transition, we're launching a whole bunch of fighters on them to start ripping them apart as well. Launch all the fighters and get a boarding action going. Get rid of its engine so it can't get out of here. Lightning strike. And while we're at it, since we haven't used it yet, let's drop the transdimensional thunderbolt. Almost there.
The enemy has accumulated.
And we've lost sense of contact on one of the escorts. The other one is mutinying. The cruiser, or battle cruiser, is mutinying as well. Right, there goes the escort. Let's do a teleport with the scythe. There's the missing destroyer. It's under a mutiny as well. And there we go. Escort's destroyed, and we win. So anyways, ladies and gents, that was just a quick look at the Necrons, their fleets and their gameplay in Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2. I hope you enjoyed the video and thank you very much for watching. As always, remember to check the video description down below for links to my social media, links to my Discord, my Twitch, and of course my Patreon if you'd like to help directly support the channel. And until next time, remember to click that like button, share and subscribe if you would like to see more, and as always, I'll catch you next time.
You don't seek to understand the nature of this matrix. You comprehend its secrets? I was there when they first awakened. Or perhaps I wasn't. Memory is such a fickle thing.